Girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama light prison. Legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice. Hoping to see justice before all face to black. Yes, his your girl Cadillac. Anyways, coming through today. Wee hours in the morning. Today is September the 3rd, girl. Yes, September the 3rd, girl. Red. Ah. Okay, so we're gonna finish. We're definitely gonna finish tonight. Miss KayKay set apart to serve. Yes. We are finally gonna finish her project Reach the World drawing. Where can I zoom where you can see the my thing does not like to zoom correctly. It either does it too much or too little. So we're gonna finish listening to part 3. It was no, I'm sorry, not part 3. I gotta record part 3. We're gonna finish listening to part 2 of my current issues, like with work, like girl, what I'm going through, and it's telling you the issues that are happening now. But the reason I'm telling you these issues is because Miss KayKay from Set Apart to Serve, her content is helping me get through this battle. So that's how the two kind of, flow hand in hand. As I finish working on her drawing, I am telling my story. All right, so let's get into that. Again, let me show you the picture that I am doing of Miss KayKay. I think we actually should finish tonight. Tonight. Okay, so there's the picture I got. It was a screenshot. I believe it's it's a screenshot from one of her videos. All right, so we are going to get into finishing the drawing. Let me start the video, and y'all not gonna hear me talk too much, cause it's hard for me to multitask, girl. I get to talking, and then my hands stop moving. So I'm gonna focus on creating and drawing and stuff like that as you're listening to a pre-recorded video. All right. I am so tired. Today was Vizzo Day. It was visit day. My granddaughter and my husband, oh my God. My granddaughter, oh my gosh, she is a lot. She's a lot of work. And she caught me up in age. Like I always say, you should have been here 10 years ago. Grandmama would have been able to chase you all around the field and so and in the hot sun. It is hot. I am in Florida and it is hot. But she be wanting her little grandmama and granddad. I'm like, why won't you chase her? But we have visits together. So we're grandparents together, like through visitation now. We raised our daughter together through prison visits because my husband was wrongfully arrested and incarcerated. Well, he was wrongfully arrested at age 19, like 2 months after our daughter was born. And then by the time he was wrongfully convicted, he was 20 and he was gone. All right, so from there to he's about to be 43. His birthday is actually National Wrongful Conviction Day, which that's kind of ironic. But on National Wrongful Conviction Day, he will be 43 years old. Here we go. For putting some type of symbol on your license, your driver's license, say you're pulled over by officers and stuff, that lets them know that you have certain disabilities, because disabilities are not really always visibly seen. Sometimes you have unseen disabilities, and so that they would know that just because they wouldn't take everything as not complying.
maybe you cannot do certain things. Like it was one guy that was flipped over in a wheelchair, and they told him to get out the vehicle, and he was telling them, "I literally cannot. Like I would love to get out this vehicle, but I can't." And they proceeded to do him very, 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 very unjustly. If I can find that story, it is it's hard to watch this type of stuff. Ugh. Oh, it's hard to watch that type of stuff. But I'll find if I can find that video, I'll link it or a story or something. But yeah, to let them know that hey, this person has certain issues that you may not be able to see, but when you're interacting with them, just know. It's even people that it was a case here in Florida where a person with epilepsy, they were epileptic, they were teased, like literally, like so people don't always know what's going on with you, but if we actually treated people, honestly, if we treated people the way we would want to be treated, we could avoid a lot of these different, injustices. Because you wouldn't want nobody treating you like that. You would not treat your child like that. You would not treat your loved ones like that. So why are we treating other people, mistreating other people like that, when you really don't even know what they're going through, right? They don't know what you're going through, but you don't know what they're going through either, right? So I don't know, but we don't like to come to the table like that. So the management knew the issue that I was dealing with, but they're not just all like attached to me, girl. Inside, I'm sorry, I gotta cut the impact on. Ah, but it makes so much noise. Um, okay, but it's hot. And use my rapper word, it is hot. Yes. So she was telling me what, training me on each position. And as I'm going through training, I'm like, okay, well, I believe I could do that. I believe I could probably do that. Yeah, that don't seem like that's too much. But for me, until I'm actually on the job, I don't know if it's going to be an issue for me with my repetitive motion and stuff like that. Okay, so basically my job, I work in a restaurant, a old school restaurant. So you take the person's order on the register, then it's handed over to, it sends to a screen in the kitchen, and then there's a screen that is out on, like the other side of the kitchen, like kind of out behind the counter. Now, both of them get the orders. So the person that's on the outside of the counter, when they get the order, once the kitchen has prepared it and put it up and say order up, basically that person is the one that puts all the like say you got four people eating, they put all the table numbers together, and then they take that whole order out to that table. Or if they're unavailable because they're steady putting like groups of the food orders together, they will have somebody else, they'll ask for a runner. Can you run this food to this table? Can you run this food to that table? So that person basically there kind of does the delegation of the orders, right? Okay, so so you have the person that's at the cash register, you got the kitchen, you got the person that's in the orders together delegating that, you got the runner, and then you basically have like a busser, the person that basically they become a buzz reader, they stand by the door when there's nothing to do, welcome the people in, the customers and stuff, welcome them into the place. Um, they kind of tell them how the line works, how you get in the queue line, what you do afterwards. They'll tell them bye, like have a great day, and thank you for joining us. And they'll run over to their table, bust their table, take all their dishes away, wipe the table down, sweep, wipe the seats, and then, just keep doing that. They also will like refill glasses and cups and beverages and stuff. So you got that position. So I'm like, I could probably do.
This is almost like doing locks for real. I actually gotta do my homeboy locks tomorrow, retwist his locks. He is a shout out to my boy T Rex. He is literally my only client. He has been my client for years and years and years. Like I've literally been doing his hair for a long time. And though it took me a minute, because I have these old crimped up hands, he still be reaching out. Cadillac, I need a retwist. Yes. He's an awesome. Oh my gosh, I gotta show y'all his work. I do have the old video that I reviewed his work. Oh my gosh, he's an awesome artist. But that was just a side note because I was like doing the locks reminds me of twisting the locks. All right.
Now, I was scared
Sorry.
about that cash register because, like I told you, when I first came to that theme park, they had me in a cart. That cart was so busy, and it was a bunch of I would not only take the order, but then I would have to fulfill the order because it's really just you. Sometimes it's two, but most times it's just you by yourself. So I would have to roll the churros in that paper and roll the turkey legs in that paper, and it would hurt. Then it was massive amounts of dollars that I was having to count, like stacks like that, and that would hurt, just counting money. So I'm like, well, this place that I'm in now, I don't have to go and get the turkey legs and the churros and things like that. I just pour the drink, like whatever. And the only other thing that, oh yeah, and then I don't take as much money because of course the restaurants that I don't be as full as the concession stand is, right? So I'm like, I was scared about that register position. It looked like I can do almost everything. I was like, I should be good. And plus, it was a team. I wouldn't always have to be on the register, so I could move around. So as long as I'm not doing things repeatedly, how did I put that whole other stuff? Repeatedly, then I should be okay because it doesn't quite become repetitive motion. So an example of repetitive motion, I'm a cosmetologist, right? I hold my cosmetology license, which is time to renew that ish. Another thing I cannot do because of my injuries, right? But I might be able to, I need to figure something out because I might could just do like natural styles or something that doesn't cost for too much. But I do have one client I have done
I just
like
told y'all
his
that.
locks for years, like years. My friend T-Rex, I did his locks for years.
Low key, we met because I was a female rapper. He was the rapper known around Orlando. He's not only a rapper, artist, DJ, you know how we just hold so many hats, like your girl wears so many hats. And he did as well, like so awesome. But at that time, he was looking for spoken word poets. So I also do spoken word poetry, what I used to. And so I met him on Craigslist because he was looking for poets. And ever since then, been doing rapping together and been doing like art. It's always, whenever I'm doing his hair, it's always like, oh, what you up to now, Cadillac? And then what you up to? He done did some movies. He done did some of everything. His albums, like it's just so much. And he's so creative. And he actually does real hip hop. Like hip hop is literally like going to bed, for real. But he does real hip hop. That hip hop I fell in love with, where they were using music as not just, it wasn't like I have this one. Hip hop was in the streets, not industry. It was raw, rough, rugged, it was gritty. Hip hop shed light on things that wasn't mainstream, but not every picture that it painted was pretty. Hip hop was an expression of things that we've been suppressing, and now we the people finally had a voice. Music is so powerful. We don't tap into that no more. And now the same art form we created now exploits us. Yeah. It's like that. Oh, I forgot my drum. Hiss your girl Cadillac. Can't forget that girl. But it's like hip hop used to actually be real art and it made real differences. But now I don't know. It's like they realized how powerful it was, and they took that art that finally gave us a voice, and it's like they weaponized it against us. It's like this picture getting off this canvas and coming and attacking me. My art now attacking me. Our art, our hip hop is now a detriment to our communities. Like, it's crazy. That's why my heart, I love music. I used to love, like, I had that, what was it, Sweet 16? I fell in love with the game, but the game ain't show no love back. A matter of fact, the game done changed and I can't sell out to be next at bat. See, everybody and their mama got demos. Everybody and their mama riding limos. And every last one's the next rap sensation. I fall back to that's a real competition. Cause my heart just ain't in it no more. Me selling out just to sell a show? Heck no. You know they ain't doing all that they say they do. You know they ain't flipping bricks like they say they do. Music that show enough lost its meaning. Until it get it back, I guess it lost me then. Like a glass of milk left out for hours. It was my passion, now my passion gone sour. I fell in love with the game, but the game ain't show no love back, no back. Matter of fact, the game done changed and I can't sell like the be next at bat. Oh, it was, hold on. Sweet 16. Hold on. You know when you ain't did your lyrics in a minute, you can't remember them. Hold on. How does it go? The chorus was about my sweet 16. Oh, yeah. I guess you could call that my sweet 16. But it just ain't as sweet as it used to be. It was love at first bar. I spit 1 and 15 followed. I guess you could call that my sweet 16. But it just ain't as sweet as it used to be. Yes, my sweet 16. I used to love music, girl. But when they started, I don't know, they started doing some crazy stuff in music. And I was like, I cannot. I just cannot.
Right, so I did like Steve. I might do the kids here, my daughter, my nephew. Sometimes I do my and not too often. I be trying, I do try. But sometimes I just ain't got time to do it, right? And they always said that a cosmetologist, they do not go by what they look like, right? Because they the last ones to do their own hair, right? So I hold that, but can't do it. So that's just to say I have several different accolades that you can go hang on your wall and be proud of, but they don't bring in money for me because I can't really do them. Okay. So when I actually, if I could, if my hands work the way I would like them to, wouldn't I be a cosmetologist before I be a cashier? Like literally common sense. Would I not be doing that if I had the full ability to do that? Would I not be a graphic designer? Because there's people hiring for graphic designers. They just not hiring for slow graphic designers that it takes them much longer to fulfill those quotas, right? I would clearly not even be there if I was 100% whole. So, but they're not looking at that. They don't care nothing about that. They feel like you are just being lazy like they being lazy. They know they being lazy, so they think you being lazy too. They don't know you're going through issues. So, when I first came there, the first day after my training, she was so nice, and I didn't realize she didn't work with me all the time like that. So when I got there, it was another girl. I cannot remember her name. I don't even know the close to her name because I can't remember the girl's name. Let's call her Aiden. Girl, because I can't think of her name. Okay, so the first day that I worked, Hayden, This girl wanted to control everything. She was on the area that distributed the food and this and that. And so she would like tell me, hey, don't, oh, do this like that. Like if you made one mistake, now the manager told me make all the mistakes you gonna make. And I kind of chuckled and he was like, no, I'm being for real, make all the mistakes you're gonna make. It's not hardly too many mistakes we cannot correct. But that is the way that you're gonna learn by making all the mistakes you can make. Now, I didn't deliberately make mistakes, but I'm not perfect, right? And never claim to be perfect. No, nowhere near perfect, girl. So I ain't even gonna, But some people make mistakes and you can't correct because they think that they're too perfect to make a mistake. No, you can check me because I might be wrong. Like for real, do check me. I might oversight something, but a lot of people can't take correction. I can take correction, right? So she jumping all over. Oh, you left this off the order. Oh, you messed up this order. Oh, you forgot. So they would jump on you, like literally, or you took their order, but you forgot to give them their drinks. You gotta give them their drink. The person at the register. So I noticed that when I was trained on all these positions, not even really that position that distributes the food, when it was time for me to be trained there, a little support manager told me that no, you don't really need to learn that one. The one that people really have trouble with is the register. And I'm thinking in my mind, no, I got this register. Like, I need training over there because I'm thinking in my mind, I don't always want to be on this bike in one same position causing a repetitive motion, right? One thing leads to another. So I'm like, no, train me everywhere. But they didn't. So it came up to where basically I was just ending up on that register. And they would harp on anytime you make a mistake, this, and that. So I remember one day I had took the order. And girl Hayden, she was looking for the table number, because we would put in the table number and then put in their order. And she couldn't find it. So she's looking around the dining area and she's like, where's this number? And so I'm like, I don't know what a number is. Now, I haven't told nobody I'm legally blind. Like, I'm legally blind, I got holes in my sight. I do have some vision. I think it was before I even had my contact looking great vision. I literally was blind, didn't see nothing for years. Like, y'all know that testimony where I was saying I have been, I couldn't see my face in the mirror, I couldn't see my hands, I couldn't look down and see my feet. And literally when my daughter would get a couple feet in front of me, I couldn't even recognize my daughter. It was like I would, every little girl I'm thinking that's her. And she used to think that stuff was funny. Oh, I remember being in the library one time and someone waved like that. I'm like, all right, hey. They waved. And I'm like, all right, hey. And my mom's, Kia, you don't know who I am? And I'm like, oh, it's not. And I wouldn't let people know how bad it was, right? But I didn't even recognize my own mom standing across from a desk. I remember people's silhouettes. So when you start losing ability in one area, you start strengthening ability in another area. So I remember the way people walk. I would remember all types of things. So other things kick in. So I could see better with my contact. That was before my getting my contact, my special made contact, that I was actually able to see. And after years, I was able to see my face, and then I was able to see my daughter's face and stuff. Yeah, my vision, I started realizing, was fading, and I didn't know what. I literally went from able to see clear across a long way in 2002, and by 2003, I started not being able to see too far ahead of me. So it's like my vision just went, well, my left eye just went from seeing to going to bed. The right is a slower progress.
If anybody know who August Alsina is, Alcina, he actually has the same thing that I have, keratoconus. But see, he had the little money's girl. And he caught it early enough. They have this little cross-linking stuff you can do. And he was able to stop the progression of it. Well, I didn't even know what it was, and I got misdiagnosed so many times that, all I know is my vision was here and now it's gone. So I didn't know what was wrong with me. And finally, when they took my driver's license, my sister had referred me to her eye doctor, and I finally, after years, found somebody that knew what was wrong with me and said, "Oh, good and bad news. Your eye is going to rupture, and you're going to need a cornea transplant. But in the meanwhile, we can make a contact for you, so you'll be able to have better vision than you have." And when he was able to fit me with a contact, I looked in the mirror after years and seen my face in the mirror. I literally could not. I didn't know I had wrinkles, girl. I didn't know I had the lines. I didn't know none of that. Because I thought my face was smooth, girl. Smooth like a baby's booty. But no, it wasn't. And I see my hands. I could see the texture on my hands, how my skin actually looked. And I hadn't seen in years. So that happened in 2000 and I think 11 or 12ish. So from 2002 to 11, baby, my vision was gone. I was literally legally blind to where I did not see nothing. So I once was blind, but now I see for real. Um, but yeah, it does have its challenges because I don't wear a regular contact, and I only have one because the other eye going to bed. It's time for surgery. It's time for transplant, but So I work off the one eye with the contact that improves my vision enough to function. But I still got holes in my vision. So I deal with that like at work.
Let's see my daughter's face and stuff. Right? So now I got the contact, but it doesn't solve all my issues. I still have some issues, some holes or whatever. So I look at things like color or this and that, or sometimes I'll walk in clothes and I have to double tape, stuff like that. I do little things that you may not notice that I'm doing, but I'm doing it to figure out the situation. So I'm like, I don't know where the number is. And so she's walking back and forth and she can't find the number. Now, let me tell you, they did not like me when I came in. Because, girl, my customer service is top notch. Everywhere I go, I'm telling you, I am not that crabby person. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I love my server. Like, anytime anybody comes in and is actually served by me, they are giving rave reviews to the people over everything, whatever. And I was coming in, hey, welcome to such and such place. Thank you guys for joining us. Please just take a look at the menu. Like, I'm literally smiling and I'm being nice and courteous and intending to them before they can even ask me questions. And people are taken aback because you don't get that. And I was surprised that, that was our standard in the area I had came from when I was in the restaurant that was cartoon thing. You would get written up for not smiling. I was like, look, it hurts to smile. It literally used to hurt me to smile. Like constantly smile. That's because I got TMJ in my jaw. But that's from the herniated disc. But it literally would hurt. I would get headaches after smiling all day. But I still did it. Right? So I come in and I'm courteous, I'm smiling. They all Krabby Patties and whatever.
And another thing that's so like awkward about my situation, I have conflicting disabilities. Okay, so what makes it hard? Okay, I have conflicting disabilities. So I have the disability with my eyesight, right? I'm legally blind. And then I have the disabilities of carpal tunnel from being a hairstylist, and also the compounded disabilities from my slip and fall, which affected my spine. So those are, most of the things, the carpal tunnel, the TMJ, the pinched nerves, all of that deals with your spine. You know, so we'll round it to three disabilities. It's the spinal column, the carpal tunnel, which is the hands, which you need your hands for everything, everything, and then the eyesight. So we're gonna narrow it to three disabilities, right? Okay, so to get my transplant, I have to have top-notch health insurance. I have to keep the highest level of health insurance, right? So to be able to, whenever my eye does rupture and I need this transplant, to be able to get it, I have to have the highest level insurance, right? Okay, so insurance is only given to full-time associates. So you can only get that highest level, because I think like part-time associates only get like a dental plan, and they get like a regular eye, like it's just for a basic eyeglasses and a regular eye exam each year. Well, I need eye mapping. I have special made contacts, and I need a whole, surgery and transplant. So it is not, it's an eye specialist that I need to see. And that is not covered under, regular insurance. So I have to take the highest level insurance that, is the most you can get, right? For my eyesight. But the injuries, such as the carpal tunnel and all the issues with my spine, cause it to where it's difficult for me to work full time. So that's where the conflict comes in. I have to work full time, but it's very challenging to keep working full time, which I always come into my job, and when I say I know that ain't got nothing to do with nobody. That ain't nobody's fault. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody. I don't hold that against nobody. I don't expect no special treatment, no nothing. But I do expect, when I'm going above and beyond my limitations, I'm not even doing this. This is the grace of God that I'm even, to be honest with you. My chiropractor was like, it is amazing that you are still walking. You're still walking. And you made it into my office before, because I'm telling you, I'm to the point where when I first came there, I was about bone on bone. That's wheelchair bound. Or, not being able, and I hold a job, I hold a full-time job. So I'm not only overcoming the stuff with the regular, stuff you have to deal with. I'm already battling with myself that wants to give up, that wants to give into these disabilities, that wants to say heck with it. I mean, I'm just gonna have to quit and then do what? What do I do once I quit? Because rent keep coming around. Like I told you, it's already the third. So what I do then? And then people are like, well, why don't you just file for disability? That's not what disability, I'm not trying, that's a whole nother thing too. That's not even this story here, but that's not really, the thing at hand. If I'm working and my doctor is telling you it's issues with me, so I ain't making them up. I be walking around, you would think I am healthy as day. You don't realize They didn't even know, once you listen to the story, they didn't even know I was legally blind. How did I get around all that time and they didn't even know I was legally blind? You don't know I can barely walk. Because you see me walking, I look to be the picture perfect of health, you know? But I'm already battling myself. The Keita that wants to give up and give into this, and the Keita that said, no, get back up, get back up, get back up. And like I tell you all the time, I want to give up. I don't know how to give up. But I know that I've only gotten this far by God. There's no other way I could have done this. I could not have. I lost my vision when my daughter was young. How did I raise her? Work 2 and 3 jobs. Finish school. How did I do all that? I didn't do all that. That's the answer. That's nobody but God. So that, He is what gets me back up. Keita, you can't quit. I'm like, oh, I want to quit, but I can't do it. Keita, you can't quit. Gotta keep going. But it's already a battle in myself. But then on top of that, compounded, I got a battle with this, what do they call it? Politics on the job or whatever. Like it's crazy. It's a lot.
Whatever. So you could clearly see the difference in me working and them working, right? So it was almost like they felt like, girl, take that down a notch. Like literally, you ain't gotta do all of that. And I'm, hey, thank you guys for coming in, this and this and that. So it irritated them. It irritated them that I was doing that and nobody else was doing that, right? So that was strike number one. That's what they really were just, ugh. So the girl is like, where's the number? Where's the table number? And I'm like, I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know what this number is. I really can't see from here to there. I just need to really go around to each table and look at their numbers. Honestly, for me, that's how I'm gonna be able to find this number. So she goes off, and then she goes in the back and she said, she's giving them the wrong table number. She's putting the wrong table numbers in. I can't find this number. And, oh, God. Oh, I wanted to say something to this girl. So I started pacing back and forth behind the counter, that way. And then all of a sudden, I stopped and I went in the back. And I told the manager the situation. I said, she's hollering at me, and I am legally blind. I cannot see the table numbers. And she literally, and honestly, I gave the right table numbers. When they came back and found that out, and they found that table number she was looking for, the people had to went outside. It wasn't that I was giving the wrong table numbers. She never even came to apologize or nothing. But I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. So that type of stuff kept happening. And then it was like one time she was like, I don't think this happened before that. She was like, you gotta do this like this. You gotta do this like this. Oh, don't do this like this, do this like this. So at that point, I'm like, I just stood at the register. Then she gonna tell me it feel like I'm doing all where I said you are doing all the work because you won't let me do anything. You are. Like, literally, you don't need to feel like you're doing all the work because you're trying to basically micromanage me, and we the same position, for real. And then later she found that out. I think they went back and told her that I was legally blind. This girl, you could tell the change in her attitude. She never apologized, but I think she felt bad. I think she really felt bad. But, I mean, literally, whether I was legally blind or not, you still treat me in the way that you want to be treated, right? You don't want nobody hollering at you. You don't want nobody, like, belittling you, and you just got here. Like, who gets on a job and do the job 100% correct? Like, I know she had to make plenty of mistakes before she got to where she was, right? So it's like they were limiting me in what I could learn, what I could do, and jobs like that, you get better and faster out of doing it over and over. Like, right? So nobody wanted to be on the register. Everybody wanted to be on the area that's this distribution of the food. And I'm like, why? It's literally easier to do register, but meanwhile, me constantly doing register, numbing my hands up, issues with my carpal tunnel and then my herniated disc. My chiropractor said I can't look down. My head can't even, my neck can't support my head. So I need to be looking up. I need to, as much as I look up, look up. So looking down at a register for hours, staring in one spot is the worst place I could be. But that's where they always pin me because they want me to be in their area. Okay, so the reason they wanted to keep and man these areas was because those were the areas where you could talk with your friends. Those were the areas that you could play on your little phone. Those were the areas where you could get through your shift, right? So nobody wanted to do register, but their reasons was because they wanted to chit chat. I literally don't even talk to nobody. And even the girl that I was talking with my friend, we didn't even talk through a whole shift. I barely could say hi to somebody before someone, hey, kiddo, blah, blah, blah. Y'all gotta stop all that talking. And they can talk, they can lean, like it's fine. Bro, I would love to lean sometimes, how bad my back be hurting. But I won't be leaning. If I have to, I'll go to the bathroom and I'll stretch for a minute. I get my muscle rub cream, rub it on me, and then I'll go back to work. Or I get some ice, put it in a glove, ice the area that's hurting my back. I put it on my back. You don't even notice I'm doing these things, but these are the things I do to get through my shift, right? But they would, they be tripping, right? It wasn't for the same reason they didn't want to do the register. I literally can't do the register all the time. It's starting to interfere with my life, right? And y'all just don't want to do it because y'all want to be free to play, chit chat, hang out, make your shift go faster, right? Wouldn't I want my shift to go faster too? Yeah, do you think I don't want my? That's when I would be thinking about my YouTube topics I'm gonna do. That's when I'll be thinking about my songs, my poems, my things like that. Like, do you think I don't want my shift to go as fast? Like, instead of chit chatting and talking with the other team members, I don't do that. I be like focused on whatever I'm doing. Like my mind be on whatever creative things I have going on in my life. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, I can't wait to get off to record this video. Oh, I can't wait to get off to do this. Or I can't wait to get off to do that. That's what my mind be at while I'm at work. And there's like, we got chit chat, right? So one day I was like, you know what? I told the manager, I want to do more than just the register. I still hadn't told that, hey, this is hurting. This is hurting. Like that. It's to the point where I'm going home with numb hands, like numbs. And I just said, can we rotate? Can we please just rotate? Because I don't think it's fair that I'm always in this one spot. I want to learn other things. They're hindering my growth. And they would say, oh yeah, sure, we could rotate. And constantly, I would be stuck right there. It was never a rotation. So I'm like, I want to rotate. I don't always want to do register, right? I need to be able to do other things besides register. Oh, sure, yeah, we could rotate, and then we don't rotate. Or we'll rotate between maybe 1 or 2 people that are willing to do the register, which this day job. How you gonna tell day job that you ain't gonna do your job, right? How you gonna tell them what you is and you're not gonna do? Like, I don't understand that. I've never been able to go to a job and tell them, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do your register. I ain't never in my life been able to do that on a job. Nor would I. What would be the purpose of that? these people employing me, how I'm gonna tell them what I am and I'm not gonna do. Now it is respect. You're not gonna disrespect me. You're not gonna just like when she was trying to go off on me because she did because them folks went outside. Like that had nothing to do with me, right? I'll say something mean, but it was like I'm not gonna just come on this job and tell you what I am, I'm not gonna do and this and that. But employers literally allow that now. Like I don't understand that, but they do. They allow their workers to tell them what they is and they ain't gonna do. Right? But let me try to say what I am and ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna do your register. And I literally have a legitimate reason of not doing the register, right? But it would be a problem. I'll be called in their office quick with the quickness, right? So, it was one time that they tried it, and it was they put this one girl on the register, and she had a boyfriend that was the cook. So she wanted to be in that area so that her and her little boyfriend could chit chat through the window. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, what you doing after work? Pass a little letter and this and that. Oh, give me a fry. Oh, you got a fry. Oh, all that silliness. She put on the register. This girl cried. I wanna cry. My hands on fire. I wanna cry too, girl, but I didn't cry. I was crying on the inside. This girl hard down cried because they moved her to the register and she could not. And she walked out and she went home and she was never asked again.
It blanked out. She cried because she couldn't work with her boyfriend. She clocked out, she went home, and they never asked her. When she came back, they never asked her to be on that register again.
On that register. Another girl, a second time, they tried to rotate and they put her on their register. This time, this girl cried, oh, my back, my back, oh, can I get off the register? And they pull off quick.
And these are young people. Young people. Now, I ain't gonna say they not disabled. You don't know who is and isn't disabled. But they look pretty able-bodied to me. And I remember back when I was 20, I literally could work. Like your body's basically in the best shape of its life. But a lot of it is this generation is just lazy. Like downright lazy, but you can't even say that because it offends people and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's a lot of working with laziness and people that want to come to work, collect the check, but they don't really want to do any work to get the check. So they don't want to earn the check. They want to basically be given a check. But it's other ways to just be given a check, ain't it? Like, why hold a job but you don't want to do the work? Like, I don't know. But that's who they like to have on their jobs.
I'm like, so what? Why is it such a problem with me getting off the register? I didn't even ask that I not do the register. I said, can we all do the register? Can we rotate? I asked for fairness. They asked to never be able to be on the register, right? I asked for fairness. That's all I asked for. It's like team lifting. If you ever had to, like I used to unload a truck, at FedEx, and it'd be something that was so heavy, they would tell you, do not lift on your own. This is a team lift, right? So two people would have to lift in a specific way to lift to not hurt themselves, right? Think of the register like that. Nobody wants to be on it. They got their reasons, I got my reason. It must be something up with the register. And it would be common sense of that. What that would make difference in you ask, but they
I'm sorry, it blanked out again. What I'm saying is if nobody wants to do it, for me, I use a lot of common sense. But if nobody wants to do a certain position, I would be asking what's wrong with the position. Is there anything I could do in the position that can make it more desirable for all of my workers to want to be there? Because if everybody doesn't want to be there, there's got to be something wrong with that position, right? Well, I'm literally telling you why they don't want to be there. Because it's not desirable to be there. But I don't want to be there because it hurts me the most to be there, right? So for different reasons, but because they don't ever want to be there, I would always have to be there, always. So it's like, just if we just take this task that we don't enjoy and just throw it all off on Keita, we'll be good. And everybody's okay with that.
Never occurred to them, right? But since nobody wants to be there, that means everyone needs to share in that position. Because it's something about that position that nobody likes.
Oh, I gotta work in the morning. I gotta go to bed soon.
Drink, like
I'm
you
almost
literally
done.
just there.
Yes.
Just at that register, and they won't bat an eye, right? So if it's that bad, why not share in it? Why not team lift it? Everyone should have to have a turn there. But they continue
Yes.
almost every day. Maybe I get one day, maybe I get a half a day off. But I would the customers come in.
All right, so I am going to smooth in and blend, really is blending the hair. I'm about to do blending. So they have specific tools, artists, the bougie artists, regular artists, I'm just playing. They have like blending tools. I get me a paper towel, girl. Or like, oh my God. Side note, I work at a theme park and people come from all around the world, literally, to this theme park. And Englanders say Soviets. And I'm like, the first time someone asked me for a Soviet, it was a little boy. He said, "Do you have the Soviets? Where can I find a Soviet?" I'm like, "A souvenir? Oh, the gift shop's down there." He's like, "No, a Soviet." I'm like, "Well, what do you do with a Soviet?" And he takes his hand and he does like that. And I'm like, "Oh, a napkin? A paper towel?" He's like, "Yeah, a Soviet." Girl, so I take a Soviet and I blend it in. All right, so that's what we finna do. But yes, I love it. I love the different dialect from different places. You meet people from everywhere working at a theme park.
They will run to get a tray, even if I was like the bus or whatever. They'll run, get a tray, so they can run to the back. "Oh, guests are coming, let me run. I gotta get them up here, because I might get on there, be put on their register." So even when their names were on register, they would run, and then they'd say, "Kita, the register, there's a person at the register." And I'm like, "Is my name on the board for the register? Like, is that my register? Like, literally, I can't take the money home. They ain't none of my stuff. This ain't none of my food." But yet they tied me to the register. And I'm like, literally, like, my hand's swole. Like, can you get the register? Like, they would not get it. And then that one person I told you that actually was the trainer that was gracious. I would ask her, I'm like, "Well, what they do when I'm not here? Do they just not ring people up?" Like, and she was like, "No, they have to take it when you're not here. But when you're here, everybody just does that." So I literally broke down and I told her why I can't do the register all the time. And she used to feel bad. She literally would feel bad from that point. So she would kind of try to stay off the register, but then she knew why. So she would actually come back and feel bad and try to take over. And I still had not told the managers yet, which they already had my records or whatever, so it should have been, you know. So I'm coming in on, this is becoming an issue with my repetitive motion. I was like, can we just be fair? Because literally, it wouldn't even become repetitive motion if you didn't always put me in that same location, right? So, like, if we could just fix that, then I don't have to holler out. But they wouldn't fix it. It just kept being that I was always, whatever, always, always. Then at that time, I worked there from, I think I came there in 2021, and I am there now. So this is like 3 years in this position, right? Dealing with the same thing. So 3 years later, the same issue is still going on with that register. Now, before I could kind of deal with it, because at that time I was seeing a chiropractor, basically, weekly. And then at first it was like 3 times a week. Then it was once a week. Then they put you down to every other week. Then they put you down to monthly, so like that. I think I had got down every 3 weeks I was going to the chiropractor. And then this chiropractor, because I'm into all types of different treatments, for basically I have to manage my pain because I can't rid myself of pain. My body is not, I have a lot of permanent injuries, so I can't really rid myself of pain. So I get under pain management treatments, and I found a really great chiropractor. Which when I found him, it was so crazy how I found him. I found him at a little festival that I took my daughter to. And he was out there talking about his chiropractic care, how he is cutting edge and this and that. And you know how you get the free consultation. And I'm like, I'll do the free consultation, but I know you can't help me. Ain't nobody gonna be able to help me at all. So I went in for his free consultation, and he did a full body everything. And he was like, it's dealing with something called subluxation, which is basically pinched nerves. When I started with him, I had 5 pinched nerves in my neck.
5
Pinched nerves. The nerves are what bring the blood supply to your spinal cord.
in my neck.
Into the areas of your body to be able to move, right? So right where I have all this pinching, that's a detrimental part of your body that's going from your head to your body.
This is looking good.
Right. And I have all those pinched nerves. And after being pinched off for so long, it starts to make the cartilage collapse. And your bone, the vertebrae get closer and closer, causing more and more pain, more and more numbness. You know, when you're bone on bone, it's not much you can do. So level bone on bone subluxation is like level 4 or something like that. And you have 1, 2, and 3. I think 1 or 2 you could correct. You after treatment could possibly get increased some
I gotta stop that from folding up.
vertebrae.
Just to lay it flat.
But I was scared he couldn't help me at all, right? He did all this stuff, and I'm just bracing myself. I already know it's there, like, already there. Ain't nobody been able to help me yet. Like, you can get help on the chiropractic while you're
We
doing
found
it.
done,
Most times you
girl.
don't have
Yes.
permanent,
So I'm gonna be going to bed.
So he says, well, you're in stage 3. I'm like, I'm sure I don't know that. So I'm like, oh, so you can't help me, right?
Oh, 2 more minutes on the video.
Unless you have.
So let it play out.
You have to have faith that God and help. And I was surprised that it came from my chiropractor.
That
God can
completely, like, the sound went out over the most detrimental part. When I chiropractor, I was like bracing myself because nobody's really been able to helped me enough for long lasting results, right? You could get relief while you stay under chiropractic care, but you know chiropractors are expensive. And for the specialists that I go to, though I have that top notch insurance, remember, they don't cover, they usually cover like basic stuff, chiropractic. They're not going to cover the treatment that I found that helps me. They don't cover that, so I pay that out of pocket. And he was like, I was like, are you, I don't, bracing myself for that, you're in stage 3, so it's not much we can do. What he told me was, I cannot help you unless you have faith. Because faith is the only thing, the only way that you can get better. You have to be able to believe that you can get better. And that's what it kind of skipped over. And that's important to hear.
But without faith, I cannot help you out. You kidding me? So under his treatment for, I think, like a couple of years, I started to get better. I had headaches, the headaches was gone.
Yeah.
But, with all the inflation, because he's cutting edge, health insurance don't cover what he does. So I was paying out of pocket. But it's really no price you can put on your health, really.
Right.
So I was paying out of pocket for years, but my pocket went bad. Under this little inflation, I couldn't afford it no more. And it's like they're in our hours, the theme park, because nobody got money for going to theme parks like that. So they cut my hours. Can't really go get a second job because I can't get the first job properly. Like literally, I'm gonna go get a second job.
September. Oh,
It'd be messed up. So that's an answer, but that's not really a real logical answer for me. So I literally was like, well, I don't know how to make ends meet unless I cut my chiropractor. So it was only supposed to be for a little while, but a little while has turned to over a year. I have not been able to go to chiropractic care. So that is the reason why I'm dealing with more issues.
we done.
Though they were putting me on that register consistently, what he was doing, once I would be in pain, I could go to the chiropractor, he can adjust me, the blood back flowing correctly.
There we go with
And
this zone.
go back in for round number 2, constantly putting me in the same spot. But with me not being able to go to this chiropractor, that is what made it like, I'm
Just gonna let that
at
finish
this
out.
point, got to get out of being the only one you're putting on the register. And really, you're only having me on the register so that y'all can laugh and talk and shit and chat.
And play
But,
Monopoly.
yeah, so we got y'all caught up to
Their
where I'm at
phones.
now. So, next story time, I'll tell you what's going on in this current moment, right? Alright guys, so I'm gonna go home. I got 1 hour to work on the drawing.
All right, guys. Yes. So we are done. Project Reach the World. KayKay from Set Apart to Serve. All right. Go follow her. Go watch her. And she's really helping. Like, I'm telling you, like, she's the first person that I really heard talk about. I've been engulfed in narcissistic content. Like literally, that's a spirit I've dealt with in many places in my life. So she's the first one that I seen talk about it on the job. There might be others that's out there talking about it, but I haven't seen them. And I've been following these, like this content since I turned 40. Y'all know I said when I turned 40, it's like usually you think 40 is the end of life, but for me it was like the beginning. At 40, I cried out to God. I said, what is wrong with me? Like literally. I try to be the best I can. I try to be, and I'm given hate for love, and I'm made to look like I'm bad when I'm trying to be the best I can be. And I didn't know what it was. And that's when God revealed to me about narcissistic, the spirit of narcissism. I didn't even know nothing about it. I've heard narcissist, but see, we go by what it is on TV. You know, the narcissist is the person, the jock that looks good, or the most popular girl in school that kind of has all her little people around her that, you know, bullies the girl that's less popular. Okay, that could be a narcissist, but the actual real definition of a narcissist, what a narcissist really is, I had no idea. And I had no idea that I was dealing with that spirit within my family, the people who I thought were my support system, um, on jobs, with friends. Like literally, it is why I ended up being basically a loner, an outcast, a black sheep. And that's a whole nother story. But when I was a child, I remember I was a little girl. I gotta be probably about 12 or so. And at 12, I had this vision. I don't even know if it was a vision or a dream, because I don't know what it was. But it was that I would be alone. And that, it like freaked me out. I was scared. Like that literally did scare me. And I always thought that, oh no, my vision is coming true. My vision is coming true. Like when my husband was wrongfully convicted, and it's like, you know, I always desired family, you know, because my childhood family, it just, whew, that spirit, right? So I thought I was going to move from my childhood family to my own family. And when my own family was dismantled, it kept feeling like, oh man, this vision, this dream, this coming true. I'm going to be alone. Like I literally never, I feared it. I feared that it was coming true. And I never understood, like in that vision when I was alone, I was like, but who was around? Like, was it, did I have kids? Did I have grandkids? Did I have this? I didn't know, but I just knew that I was going to be alone. And it scared me. But it's like now being 43 on the other side of 40, see, God started revealing to me stuff at 40. Because literally, I was like, you know, this is it. I'm done. I'm done. I cannot move no further than this. Because my life literally was a repetitive cycle. You see how I said the carpal tunnel, repetitive motion causes me, you know, pain and discomfort. Repetitive cycles in life will cause you pain and discomfort. And it became to where, look, I can't, I don't even know what to do. I can't do nothing. Threw my hands up and cried out, what is wrong with me? And that's when it was revealed to me about the spirit of narcissism. And now that I see it, I see it. Oh, you see it in so many places. Oh my gosh. I cannot stand that spirit. But yeah, so now I understand why I had that vision that I would have to be alone. And it's not so scary now. All right, guys. This your girl Cadillac.